Good morning from Colorado. Today I want to talk about violence in children. As many of you know, violence is rampant here in the U.S. It's out of control, both with adults and with children, and children in schools in particular. So we see this more and more, and it's been shocking to me to come to the States and feel this energy of so much violence. And as many of us know in the mental health field, law enforcement, other professions, um, children who are violent have all this pent-up emotion. They have not learned how or not been able to learn how to express their feelings in a modulated way, in an ongoing way. And we see this especially when you describe these children. Once in a while, they're bullies, but very, very often, they're the kids who are quiet, staying to themselves, have never been a problem, all of that kind of stuff. So that shows you from their behavior that they're not expressing themselves. They're not letting people know how they feel, how distressed they are. And as mental health and law enforcement especially know, that sometimes when people use violence in the sense of using guns, especially for expressing their feelings, what they're doing is they're doing what is labeled suicide by cop. So they're kind of asking the cops to kill them, to get them out of their misery. So this shows you how desperate people are feeling at a certain level. Maybe not expressing it verbally. I mean, obviously not expressing it verbally, but expressing it in their behavior. And what's exciting about this to me, surprisingly, I mean, one might be surprised to hear, is that in Colorado especially, but also I think nationally in the US, people are waking up to the fact that kids need help. They need help. They need help in schools. Chris Vanderveen of Channel 9 News here in Denver has done a study of what kind of mental health help is available in the schools. So this is primarily school counselors, and most schools don't have enough school counselors. And even when they have enough school counselors, the ratio is very, very high of how many, one school counselor to like 300 students, and sometimes to 700 students. So, I mean, how can they help, especially these kids who are at risk and are very quiet? It's quite challenging. And what's exciting is that at least people are starting to pay attention to this and start asking questions about how can we help these kids. And so I am very excited about this, especially as relates to Fast Track for Kids, since this is the prime way that you can get to the kids' feelings. They don't have to talk about them initially. They don't have to really even talk about the feelings per se. They identify the feelings with cards and then can tell a story about those feelings, but they're not like talking like we might as adults, or we might hope that children would talk to us. We know that children have more difficulty talking in the ways that adults talk. They just don't do it. But they respond so well to visual cues. And so these cards have these great graphics on them and elicit the feelings so that the kids can identify their feelings without having to talk about it and say, yes, I'm sad, yes, I'm angry, that kind of thing, at least initially. Then they tell a story about it, about the cards, and then we have a procedure for releasing these feelings. And it's amazing what happens with these kids. They really can release these feelings and feel so much better afterwards. And so I'll make another video that has more to do, shows you more of the cards, just so you can see what they are and how they work. But it's really such an amazing system. I hope you'll take a look at it, just to see if it fits for you, if you know kids who could use this, that kind of thing. Okay, thanks. Bye-bye.